everybody, I hope you guys are doing awesome today. What we're going to do is start learning how to improvise using some very simple and movable shapes across the fretboard. I'm going to show you guys how to break out of maybe some ruts you've been in, maybe stuck in one position all the time, or maybe not knowing where to go. Today what we're going to do is show you how to target some notes, how to hit the right notes whenever we're playing an improvised solo, and then how to just play some cool lead parts around these movable shapes that I'm going to show you. We're going to focus on some of the pentatonic scales, but I'm going to show you a different way to view that. So let's get started on this and have fun today. My name is Shane. Here we go. Okay, so for the examples today, what we're going to do is play over the key of G. I created a backing track that's nice and slow for this. You can grab it down below there in my Patreon link. That will help you guys play along with these examples. So the first one we've got here is in the key of G. So we've got the chords G, D, A minor 7, and then C. So that's what we're playing this whole thing over. So I'm going to come all the way up here to the 12th fret. So our root note is on G, so this is G major. So we're going to play a G major pentatonic scale. But what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to use some of these shapes you probably already know and kind of move them all over the neck. So right here would be our G note. This is on the 15th fret. So this is a G major scale. It's also E minor because it's a relative minor. So if we play our normal first position, just like everybody knows, we all know that, we all love that, we've played it, but what we're going to do is show you how to add some more interesting options to that. So sometimes playing this whole shape is just a little bit too much. So what I like to do is kind of break it up into chunks. So if we just play these first notes right here, we've got the B, the D, the E, and then the G note. So right here we have an easy box shape, right? Gives us all sorts of cool options we can play. So we can play a solo with this very easily. So then what we can do is add these four notes here. So then that gives us D, E, here's our G note that we really need, and then our A. So what this gives us is a whole new way to play because we're starting to add extra pieces to it. Just stay with me, this will make more sense here in a bit. So if we're stuck in this first position all the time, we're going to get tired of that pretty quick. And we want to be able to move around and add more things to it. So to do that, what we need to do is look at different scales or different scale shapes. So instead of going down this way down the neck, we're going to go back up this way. So what we're going to do is we're going to visualize this as a line, equator line, whatever you want to call it, a line where we're going to go the other way. And we're going to invert this shape right here. And we're going to move it to right here. What this gives us is the exact same notes, B, D, E, and G, same as here. Whatever we can play here, we can play here. And the easy way to find this is here's our G note. Here's also our G note right here on the 12th fret. So all we do is we play this little pattern. We move it up to one string up here to the G string, and it's right here. So what this is giving us is actually a piece of position 5 of the pentatonic G major scale. Another little little cool shape that we can use is right here. If we take our note right here on our G and we move it right here, down here to the B, we have the same little box. I'm going to show you guys a little trick here in a second that works really well, and I think it'll open some doors for you to play. So what this does here is this giving us the notes A, B, D, and E. It's a little bit different than here because this is giving us D, E, G, and A. But remember, in the pentatonic scale position, the notes are just going to be G, A, B, D, and E. So now what we have is this really cool option here, because now we can take this same little pentatonic box, and we have one right here. We got our G, A, B, D, and E. So this cool little box is going to open up tons of possibilities. So you can play a whole solo with just this. So if we were playing over the G chord right here, there'd be a G right here. So what this whole scale shape is this the 5th position. So if we do the whole thing, and then this one, which is the 1st, the premise of this is that these shapes are movable. You just take the little box and move it right here, and it's going to work every time. And then remember, this is your pivot note, your G note right here. To improvise better, once we know these little scale pieces, what we can do is try to target the notes as they pass by. So to target the notes as they pass by means in the G chord right here, or we want to hit the G note as it passes by, or the major third. The major third is going to be B in this case because it's counting up to the 3rd note in the scale, so G, A, B. Or the G, like I said. So when the notes are playing, what we want to do is we want to target. So for an example, if we just play, we're playing over the G chord, I'm going to slide here into the B. This would be over the G still, and then when we go to the next chord, D, we're going to come here to the D. There's your D right there, or here, or right here. We want to hit those notes and come back to it as the chord's passing by. So D, and then the A's going by, right? So then it'll be A minor, and then we're going to hit C. So C is not technically in the pentatonic scale. That gets more in the major whole 7-note scale. But what we're going to do is we're going to bend up to that and resolve it. So if we play C, there's a C note right here. It's not in the pentatonic scale, but we're going to bend up to it anyway. It's right there. Then what you want to do is make sure you match the pitch, and you know it's going to be good. If it sounds like this, that's too far, that's flat, you want to hit that note every time. So that's a good example to learn bending. In that case, I'm raking a little bit, so I'm muting everything and I'm just hitting this note. So all I'm doing is I'm using these pieces here. Just using this shape here. I'm going to play another example here of putting it all together. And I think what you guys just need to do is just take each piece of these and just play the chord tones as they come by. Just go nice and slow. Hang on the G. Just let it ring out. Then the D. And then the A. And then bend up to the C. Doing that as the chords pass by are going to really help. Alright, that's it for this lesson. I hope it's very helpful. Remember, just take these shapes. Anywhere you can find the notes, you can take these little boxes and move them. Just be aware of the B string sometimes, like I was saying, as it kind of changes things. But remember that line, whenever you're playing the first pentatonic position, you can move it up to the 5th position. That really gives you a whole new set of fingerings and different positions to use. You guys have a great day. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.